Hi everyone, Caroline here. In this video, I'm going to share with you 5 types of crystals that you can combine with black tourmaline. 5 types of crystals to combine with black tourmaline and why those specific combinations work. And I'm also going to share with you when not to consider working with black tourmaline. I know most people have black tourmaline, and almost everyone, loves black tourmaline and has at least a piece somewhere in their collection. So black tourmaline lovers, it's not all the time that we have to use black tourmaline. Sometimes you just have to set it aside. So I'm going to share with you an example or give you an idea of when not to use black tourmaline or situations and circumstances under which black tourmaline may not really be useful for you. Okay, so if you are a black tourmaline lover, just get excited because these combinations are powerful. So just keep listening. It's going to be good. And by the way, please let me know in the comment section what is your favorite black tourmaline crystal combination and why you use it, and even whether it works or not. I'd like to know. All right, let me get to it. So, what type of crystals can you combine with black tourmaline? The first type of crystal combination is a combination of black tourmaline and smoky quartz crystal. This combination is very powerful. It is a very powerful protective combination of crystals. So if you're looking for protection, if you want protection, then this combination works perfectly. And for me, my idea of protection is increasing the inner light, increasing the light in your aura, in your energy field, in your life experiences. When you are working to increase that light within you, you are protected. For me, protection is never about protecting myself from external sources. It's usually much more, and really it is indeed about increasing my inner light. And of course, I know there are so many people who still have that notion that they need to be protected from external forces. And in a way, I do see that kind of reality, and it does exist. So I'm really not discounting it. But for me, when I look at these things from a higher perspective, I understand protection as an increase of light in my being. And that is the most powerful force that I have personally really experienced in my life. As long as the light in me has been shining brightly, I have noticed that my personal shielding has really been effective. And I'm never going to stop talking about this thing, man. Protection is about increasing the light. It's just a different perspective as opposed to coming from another perspective where an external circumstance is the reason why we have to create barriers around us. On a much higher perspective, we really are not victims. We are powerful beings, and the light within us is protection enough. So anyway, a combination of black tourmaline crystal and smoky quartz crystal work extremely well together to increase your inner light and to provide you with that protective shield and that protective energy that you desire. So you just try working with it and let's see what happens. It's a very powerful crystal combination, black tourmaline and smoky quartz. Oh, by the way, before I move on to the next crystal that I want to talk about, when you're working or combining black tourmaline and smoky quartz, it's better to work with it in a circular shape. For example, you can create a circular crystal grid, because the energy of the circle is a very protective energy. You can also wear it in the form of bracelets. Anything that's circular really moves that protective energy. There's always power in shapes. And sometimes, like I always say, you gotta know what type of energy you're working with at any given time. Whether you're working with a crystal or whether you're working with the energy of shapes or the energy of numbers, it doesn't matter. Just understanding and knowing what you're doing, it sometimes makes all the difference. Okay, the second type of crystal that is a good combination for black tourmaline is black tourmaline and black obsidian or snowflake obsidian. We already know that obsidians are powerful, protective, and defensive energies. So you can just imagine combining black tourmaline and obsidian. That combination is powerful. Okay, so I don't even need to say anything extra about that. All we know is black obsidian is a grounding energy. It absorbs toxic energy and grounds it. And that black tourmaline also absorbs toxic energies or keeps toxic energies away from you. So you can't go wrong with this crystal combination. Okay, all right. The next crystal that is good to combine with black tourmaline is black tourmaline and citrine crystal. Black tourmaline and citrine crystal. You know, citrine is a crystal that has a very active energy. It is an energy that can really make you supercharged. It can really energize you. And you know, sometimes when there's so much active energy in an environment or in a place or in your life or in your chakra or whatever, sometimes things can go out of balance. Things can be too much, and an excess of anything is just not what you need at some point, because there's so much energy all over the place. It's more than you need. So in cases like that, Black tourmaline is a crystal that absorbs excess energy. Anything that's toxic or anything that is too much, you know, it really brings you back and balances you. So if you notice that you're in an environment or you're experiencing something where the energy is way over the top, you can use a combination of citrine and black tourmaline to bring things into balance and alignment and harmony. And that's how you just want it. You just want things to be aligned and harmonized and beautiful and sweet and smooth without anything just being too much or too little. That's just how it is. So this is a sweet combination, okay? The fourth type of crystal combination is a combination of black tourmaline and any type of jasper. Jaspers are such wonderful crystals. Why? Because they are so gentle and yet they are powerful and effective crystals, especially when it comes to breaking up blockages in chakras. They might take some time. They're not like aggressive energies. They're gentle crystals, but they do the job. They break down accumulations, especially in the chakra areas. They're very good chakra crystals. So whether you have a red jasper, whether you have a green jasper, yellow jasper, a poppy jasper, a mookite jasper, those crystals will break down accumulations. And those accumulations will need a place to go. And black tourmaline will be ready to absorb those toxic accumulations and keep them away from you. So this crystal combination of black tourmaline and any kind of jasper, especially when you're working with them on chakra points in your body, is a beautiful crystal combination. So take notes, for those who make crystal jewelry or for those who wear crystal jewelry strategically, this is just going to be something that is useful for you. Or even if you want to just use crystals for healing, these combinations are very, very useful and good for you. Okay? All right. The fifth type of crystal that you can combine with black tourmaline is black tourmaline and any type of agate. Agate, just like jasper, is a very powerful crystal. It's also very slow acting, but it is efficient and effective in how it executes on your behalf. Okay? Agates are great at breaking down energy, especially in those situations where you feel paralyzed, where you feel frozen, and you can't move forward because of something that almost feels like cold feet. You know, you have to do something, but then you kind of back away from it because your mind is cloudy and you can't really see clearly where you're going. And because of whatever it is that you're experiencing on the outside or whatever it is that you're experiencing on the inside, you're afraid to move forward. That type of energy, that energy that paralyzes you and freezes you up and gives you cold feet, is the type of energy that agate crystals are good at breaking. So whether you're using blue lace agate for your throat chakra or any type of agate, right? You might be using moss agate, dendritic agate, fire agate, or whatever. The energy of the agate crystal will break down any type of blockages or anything that has accumulated in any of your chakras that's preventing you from moving forward. And when it breaks down that energy needs a place to go, or it needs a way to be contained. And that is where black tourmaline comes in as a good crystal combination, because it absorbs that toxic energy and keeps that energy away from you. So these two energies, agates and black tourmaline, are always going to be a good crystal combination to have. Okay, so get to it, black tourmaline and agate. So when should you not use black tourmaline? Are there any situations where black tourmaline might not be good for you? Yeah, if you're someone who holds on to things, if you're someone who is not willing to release your emotions, if you're someone who is not willing to release anger, if you're not willing to release bitterness, if you're not willing to release people and baggage and things and whatnot, black tourmaline may really be a complicated crystal to work with, because black tourmaline comes into your life to help you release toxic energies. It absorbs toxic energies from your energy field, from your situation, from your chakras, with the intention that these toxic energies are to be released. Remember, crystals are really powerful higher beings. They are beings of love. They are beings of light. And their sole purpose is to help us achieve the highest purpose that we can. They really help us to elevate ourselves. These beings are absolutely wonderful in helping us transform and up-level ourselves. So let's not forget that. So when Black Tourmaline comes in, it wants to support you in the release process. If you're resisting, releasing, especially these toxic emotions, then you're going to have a problem. And maybe those are the rare situations where one should not really be working with Black Tourmaline. So Black Tourmaline is a great crystal, but there's certain times and circumstances that you might not want to use Black Tourmaline, especially if you want to hold on to stuff. And who wants to hold on to stuff unless it's good stuff, right? Okay, so Black Tourmaline is a crystal that helps us let go. It's a great, great crystal. And just to mention it quickly, you can always wear Black Tourmaline crystal jewelry, or you can make crystal elixirs out of Black Tourmaline. Just make sure it's the tumbled type that does not break. Or you can make Black Tourmaline crystal elixirs indirectly without having to put the crystal itself inside the water. You can potentiate it using another crystal and then use that crystal in the water. Like, for example, you can potentiate a Black Tourmaline crystal with a quartz crystal and then take the quartz crystal and put it into the crystal water to make it safe for you to drink that way. So you can drink that Black Tourmaline crystal elixir, especially in cases where you want to clear your body of radiation. And because also Black Tourmaline is really great for people who are going through radiation therapy, or in cases where someone has been exposed to X-rays and whatnot. And also Black Tourmaline is really one of the best crystals to use for EMF, electromagnetic frequencies protection. So it's one of those crystals that you can consider for that. And Black Tourmaline, as we know, is also very, very good at protecting people who are fearful of other people or fearful of circumstances in their environment or for whatever reason. It's a very, very good protective crystal for those people who are feeling vulnerable. And then again, we know that Black Tourmaline is also good for opening the third eye. This crystal is just magic. I mean, what can we say? So if you don't have one already, I recommend you get one ASAP, okay? All right, let me know in the comment section, what Black Tourmaline crystal combination do you use? And does it work? I'd like to know. And also, I offer private one-on-one consultations on how to use your spiritual tools. So hit me up at caroline@crystalstock.com. And until next time, use these powerful tools for the highest good. Okay? I love you guys.